Hey guys, so I am the Sand Springs High School head coach. My name's Derek Jackson, and I wanted to give you guys just a quick little video on a serving drill we do, as well as tweaks that go along with it, because I know not every drill explained one way is going to fit for every gym. So having those tweaks that can either be, used to dull it down so that maybe it's better for starting off with this drill, or just maybe middle school, or a ninth grade or something to that effect, and then also tweaks to make it tougher, so that if you want to throw in a couple different aspects, maybe competitiveness, maybe we're talking more spot serving rather than just over and in, those type of things. So let me get into it. I call it serve 100. That's what I do. And it's where each person on my team will get one ball, and they have a 5-minute limit to serve 100 in a row over and in. I have found to start, we struggled with that. The pressure started to get to them at times. You'd get up to 60, 70, 80, and all of a sudden, the pressure of you cannot mess up could get to them, and that's good that they had to work under those conditions. But here's kind of a couple tweaks, one of which, you can dull it down to serve 50, serve 20, serve 10, whatever fits you. And obviously I would adjust probably the time that goes with that. You can also make it tougher by adjusting the time for a shorter amount of time, but keeping the same amount of reps. So that's a way to kind of bump it up. So like I said, I call it serve 100. And what they have to do is they serve and they chase. Okay, so they're getting a little bit of conditioning by having to go back and forth constantly every time they serve. So here's a couple tweaks to make this a little bit more geared to what you want it to do, or just your gym in general. One of which is to serve to zones. So you could set up cones maybe, and section it off and say that you have to serve in that alley, or maybe you split it into 6 like normal and say, hey, it's, always serve 1, or 5, or whatever you're working on. You can add a little competitiveness by splitting them into 2 teams and forgetting the zones and just saying, hey, serve 50, first one to 50 in a row wins, and you don't have anything. You get to go get water. You can do 2 team serve 52 zones. So for instance, 1 versus 2, and you can only serve to 1 or 5, and make that a competition. You could say 1 must serve to 1 and 2 must serve to 5. That's a way to make it a little tougher. You could use mats. I have down use mats. So if you've never used or have bought carpet squares, I think that is an excellent, cheap investment that goes a long ways. But basically, by the way, shout out to Josh Collins for that. He gave me that idea and I've used it ever since. But those carpet squares work wonders. You can put those out there so they're not so big, or you could just use your cones to shorten up and make it a smaller area. The other one, like I said, is to shorten up the time. So maybe you have everything in that regards in play, just shorten up the time then. But that is a quick serving drill that you get a ton of reps, you get some conditioning, you throw in some pressure, you throw in some competition if you want, and there's a bunch of tweaks to get it to where you guys can use it most efficient in your gym. So I call it serve 100, serve 50, whatever you want to do. One thing I do want to say is thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys share this with your coaching staff. Share it to club coaches, anybody you guys know that can kind of add these things to their toolbox and become better, because that's exactly part of what I want to do with this Grow the Game is better coaches, better players, better athletes, getting info out. I mean, I think Part of our problem of being behind other states is just that we're not as volleyball savvy when it comes to everyone understanding the game and that knowledge being out and out there for them. So here's part of us fixing the problems and making our game better and growing it. So I just want to say thank you guys. I hope you guys share it and get it to who needs it.